If you want to come, we have him on.
Right there. Chicken. That's it. Chicken. Chicken del Arce. Chicken del Arce.
We're gonna get him wait to ship it.
Chicken Arce. You can have it with rice or vegetables. Arce just laid these eggs. He's a chicken.
No, he delivered that good plug.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, this one is a chicken man.
Yeah, chicken man. Oh, I did.
He sent me, because he's not here, he sent me here eggs. He wanna prove it is chicken. I understand it.
I'm gonna lay one on the side.
Vic, are you gonna boil the eggs or are you gonna scramble them?
Sorry?
Are you gonna boil the eggs or are you gonna scramble them?
I'm gonna keep it for him. Put in his head out there.
We're gonna Christian him with it.
Yeah.
What pleasant with that?
Because he's scared, that's why. That's why he sent me eggs. I'm chicken. It's writing inside. When I break in his head, I will show them what is writing inside.
That's not why. The reason Arce didn't show is Beltran knows he's finished. He didn't want to waste the money bringing him here.
Gary, maybe the reason they show it because of you though. How about that?
Anything goes, brother.
All what we know is very, very nice and quality of chicken eggs from Arce. We didn't know that some of the Mexican champion they could eggs. You know, it's good.
The Fight Show. I'm your host, Dave Duenas. What's going on, guys? I got some real quick boxing news for you guys. Ricardo Mayorga versus Alfredo Angulo. Okay, Ricardo Mayorga has pulled out of the fight for whatever reasons. Money, maybe issues, or maybe just not quite prepared to face Angulo at the moment. So whatever that reason is the fight is not on between them two. The date is still set though for Alfredo Angulo to walk into the ring and face an opponent. There was a rumor that was spreading out really pretty fast about maybe Alfonso Gomez would step in as the new opponent to face Angulo, but I made a phone call to his people right away and they told me no, the fight was offered to him, but at the moment he doesn't feel a 1 week for preparation is enough for him to go in and face a uprising star like Alfredo Angulo. So, you know, he said no to the fight, so that fight's not going to happen. But I've spoken to Angulo's people, and the coach of Alfredo Angulo has said that, you know, they're still looking for an opponent, but the date is not off. So still be ready to see him February 14th, you know, on HBO Boxing After Dark, so that we can see him, you know, still running up the road to get to whatever point that he's looking for to be recognized as one of the best in the world at 154. I've also done an interview with Alfredo Angulo, so that'll be up later on this week, okay? So now, let's get into the Vic Darchinyan versus Jorge El Travieso Arce. A bout that I believe is going to be a back and forth war. This is a fight really that I've been on the fence about, guys. You know, I've been thinking about this fight over and over and over. The fight has all the ingredients, man, to be an explosive early 4th of July bout for us. You know, if ever we need to kind of feed in our craving for the beginning of this year for boxing, for this month, which is a really busy month, you know, we got a lot of good fights coming up and stuff in this month. But this fight here really stands out, you know, because you're talking about two little men with big hearts and big punches, and, you know, two guys that are real good, they're big characters in the boxing world. Okay, this fight is a good fight. This is a pick'em fight, in my opinion. The reason why I'm saying it's a pick'em fight because you got two guys that are aggressive. You know, Arce obviously is not a pushover. This guy's not a walk in the park. This is a guy that can, you know, really cause some damage to you. When it comes to Vic Darchinyan, he's proven to us that he can adjust to his game and add a little bit more flavor to it to make it work for him. You saw that one happening when he fought Cristian Mijares, the way he dismantled him in such a fantastic fashion. You know, a fashion that really surprised a lot of people about the way he had done it. You know, Mijares is known that, well, he had given a boxing lesson to Arce, who I believe Arce had went in with the wrong game plan and was just able to outmaneuver him and outpoint him, but wasn't able to kind of enrich the same style against Darchinyan. And the reason being is because Vic is such an awkward fighter. You know, not only is he an awkward fighter, you could kind of have to say that he's got some intelligence there where he's able to use it and see, okay, I need to make an adjustment because people are figuring me out. We saw that with Mijares. You know, one of the things that he did that really I thought it was majorly effective was that he would put his right hand up in the air and he would kind of blindside you, okay, so that he could drop his straight left or come over the top with his overhand left, okay, and that caused a lot of problems. The other thing too is that he would either lean his body on you, and it's kind of what he got from a Lennox Lewis textbooks, is put your weight on the guy, then when he tries to come back up, you drop your uppercut underneath him to catch him, okay? So he did that with Mijares and really was able to take him out of his game plan. And another thing too is that if you're not disciplined going in against Vic Darchinyan, which I think Arce has the understanding, that's why he didn't show up for the press conference and stuff. It had nothing to really do with him being afraid of Vic Darchinyan. I doubt the Lollipop Kid is afraid of anybody, to tell you the truth. You know, this is a Tijuana fighter, but he's taking the fight serious. He understands that this is a dangerous, strong, raging bull guy, okay? And he's going to have to be a little bit like the Matador. But already saying that is, look, Arce is a great, technically sound fighter, you know, but we haven't seen him box in quite some time now. You know, he's been able to come in and really be aggressive and be successful at it. You know, he didn't have great success against Christian Mijares, but he's had great success against other fighters that he's been able to face. So I'm looking to have really a lot of explosives in this bout. But what does Arce really have to do? Well, one or two things is this, okay? Going in the pocket with Vic, it's always going to be dangerous because now you're fighting Vic's fight. You know, you got two fighters that are very awkward. You know, Arce too throws shots from all over the place. He just doesn't, he's not a, you know, straight shooter. This guy throws all overhand rights, comes uppercuts, body shots, you know, and he's a guy that likes to get hit. You know, when he bleeds, he likes to lick the blood and lets you know, like, hey, man, I'm here to do what you came out to try to do to me. That's what Arce, that's the whole thing about Arce's style, okay, is that he's into the blood sport mentality, where Vic's almost the same way. So they kind of come from the same thread of fighting technique, where it's, they come to fight. They don't come to, you know, do a ballroom dance. They come to throw a showdown for all of us. So fireworks, we're going to get it. We're going to get an early 4th of July in 2009 with these two guys walking in. You know, but Arce, in my opinion, would have to kind of really trim back into being a little bit of a boxer, okay? Because the way to really defeat Vic is allow Vic to lead and fall into his shots. Because that's one thing that Vic does. He commits to his shots, and when he throws his punches, he leads in. And when he leads in, then that's when you can really tee off of him. You can step back, come back in. You would have to kind of follow the Dornier type of roadmap in the way Dornier has kind of, you know, paved the way of defeating a Vic Darchinyan, okay? So whether Arce has the reflexes or the speed as a Dornier, we don't know. I would have to say he doesn't, you know, so that's why the fight's going to be a little bit more tougher for him in the nails when it comes to facing Vic Darchinyan. You're going to see Vic having his moments, but saying that already, you're going to see Arce having his moments. It's not going to be a big surprise to me if I see Arce hurt Vic Darchinyan, or if you see Vic Darchinyan hurting Arce in the early rounds or in the late rounds, and vice versa, okay? This is a fight really who decides to stick to their game plan and who decides to put their will over their opponent in order to secure themselves a victory. This is a fight where you're gonna have to sit there. For my opinion, I've been on the fence on this fight. I don't know which way to jump, you know, down to and go, okay, this is the guy that's gonna win. The only prediction I can really give you is this, is that whoever walks in, whoever decides to be the better man in that fight is gonna win. Because the thing is, both these guys have been knocked out, you know, and both these guys have been knocked out by some pretty good hitters. Now, Nonito Dornier is actually a very good, technically sound, hard-hitting puncher. You know, we saw that. Where, you know, in question of Vic Darchinyan's chin, I don't think there's a big question mark there. I think that he got hit by the right fighter, the right puncher, counter puncher. And the same thing with Arce. Arce has been knocked out by a big, heavy puncher at one time too, which is by the name of Little Hands of Stone, Michael Carbajal. 11th round, he was winning that fight, and Carbajal caught him with a perfectly good punch and then knocked him out. Okay, so these are two guys that can be knocked out, and that's what makes this fight very intriguing. Okay, this is a fight to really tune in, or if you're gonna be in, down there to watch the fight live, you're gonna get all your money worth. So I recommend everybody to tune into this fight. This is a great fight. This is the fight too, really, that I think that should have been a lot more promo and and hype about, because the fact that if you're a hardcore boxing fan like I am, and obviously you are, you're watching this show, this is going to fill in, you know, a lot of the craving that we strive for, that we hunger for, you know, that we want, you know. To me, this is a fight for the ages. This is a fight that we need for boxing, especially to begin the year off. We just had a couple of great fights, you know, start off the year off, but this is the one that's really going to cement it. This is a little man with a big heart type of fight. It's going to be a lot of blood, a lot of back and forth action. Be very surprised if one guy is going to be very dominant. I don't see that happening. I see it being a back and forth war. I seen both guys having their moments, and like I said, the prediction is who decides to put the will over the other guy is going to be the winner of this fight. I'm your host, Dave Duenas. You know, before I let you go, the website is not completely done, but it is up, guys. You know, there's some great articles, you know, to get on there. There's an article about Vic Darchinyan right now that was written by David Chin. There's a great article by Jess Lardis that he's written about the outcome of the Mosley destroying Margarito. There's a lot of great